to separate the men from the boys, motherfucker. Let's go. Let's go. Best verse can't kill out my intro. Word your blood, daddy. This time is for taking. Time steady ticking. Food supply getting lower and these diapers getting expensive.
What up, what up? It's your boy E with BoxingProfits, bringing that toe-to-toe value that's undisputed in this industry. Be sure to sub to my channel and punch that like button too. Ding, ding, ding. Let's get straight into it. Now watch out for the 1-2. We headed back to the heavyweight division with former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomb Wilder. It's again in the news for all of the wrong reasons. All right, it's going to be a short video. You know, I'm not on a cancel committee. All right. But one thing I said before in my last video about Deontay Wilder, addressing this whole so-called newfound evidence from his brother, cruiserweight Marcellus Wilder, right? Where he claims that Tyson Fury had loaded gloves, he had this blunt object in his hand, and he basically bashed Wilder's skull in, and yeah, end of story. That's the reason why Wilder, you know, he wasn't himself that night and all this other crap. Okay, man, listen, man, it's just so crazy the amount of momentum that this story has garnered. And in my personal belief, now this is from my observations and from me paying attention to what's going on. With all due respect, is new media and their rise to the top of covering boxing, and they all taking this narrative and they running with it, right? You got Boxing Ego, shout out to him. You got Aki, shout out to him. Dante's Boxing Nation, Blue Blood Sports TV, 78 Sports TV, the whole LDBC, they all talking about this thing because it's a tribalistic thing, right? It's a tribalism, okay? And I respect those guys. I respect their work. I'm sub to all of their channels, okay? But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to just keep it 1,000 with you. I'm not saying this insultingly, you know, or to be offensive, but it sounds stupid, all right? It's because y'all got to look at this right here. It crystal clearly states that Deontay Wilder was taken to a hospital for observations after the fight. Both he and JD's say that he was doing just fine after the fight, okay? If Deontay Wilder suffered any significant cranial injuries from a blunt object hitting his head, don't you think he would have showed up on the CT scan when he went to have that observation? What do you think they do in a hospital? What do you think happens when you go to the emergency room after you've had blood gushing out of your ear? Okay, they're not just going to go in there with some flashlight and just take, you know, a piece of dental floss and just stitch that little bitty hole that he had inside of his ear. No, they're going to put him in the machine. They're going to check his whole head to see if he suffered any significant brain injuries, all right? It's because we all know anytime a boxer goes to the hospital and there's anything wrong with their head, they're going to scan their head to see if he has any brain injury, any bleeding in the brain, so that they can go in and save the man's life so he doesn't fall asleep that night and not wake up. Okay? So yes, that stupid narrative has been debunked. Don't y'all understand that what you're seeing, that dent that you're seeing on the side of his head, is just the swelling from the blood that's starting to build up in his ear that affected his equilibrium? Don't y'all see that? Don't y'all understand that all of this is just a whole bunch of crap, and that y'all running with this narrative, and man, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense with anybody who can just sit there and just use their brain, right? So this whole thing is coming down on Tyson Fury, which, you know, Tyson Fury career is questionable up to this point in time, all right? The first fight with the floppy looking glove, you know, the Tyson Fury's history of failed drug tests. Hey, there's a pattern of behavior with Tyson Fury that's not only questionable, it's very, very fishy, okay? I already done talked about this before in videos past. Y'all can go and check up and reload up on all that information that I've already put out there about Tyson Fury, and it's all facts. None of this stuff is made up and felonious like what we dealing with here when it comes to Deontay Wilder's head. Well, anyway, y'all, let me know down in the comment section how y'all feel about this thing. This is my last video on this one, okay? How do y'all feel about Deontay Wilder's head, newfound head injury? Y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all feel about it. Let's have a discussion. Anyway, it's your boy E with Boxing Profits signing out until the next one. I'll let your boy 100. Woo, I'm out.